All right, so this game is from last week, over the last week. So the story is I got placed gold 3 in Slayer on day 1, and then I played a few more games, and since then I'm not gold 3 obviously, so we've been on the climb. Getting games has been a little difficult in Europe, but as I've been putting out an expanded, I've been getting games. So here we are. This is me a few days into the grind. This is a Plat 3 game. So this is Plat 3 Arena Slayer. You can see the decision making when I'm in fights with people, and we'll try and break down the decision making, and sometimes we'll just talk about what the enemies did wrong, because sometimes you can do something wrong, but if the enemy does more stuff wrong than you, you will still win. Your opponent is human after all. So let's get into this, and hopefully we've got the sound all good.
Earn the most kills, and we win.
So we're going straight off. Now, obviously, I'm playing against lower ranked players here, so I'm definitely going to go and strong arm them with the sniper rifle, because typically speaking, the positioning of lower ranked players won't be as good. They will take risks that they shouldn't take. I'm sort of checking sightlines. Notice I'm trying to always aim at head height. Not going to go to death on the crosshair placement stuff, but it helps. Team's pushed up. We got OS. Don't need to help him anymore. Death's on the top left. So straight away, if I've got deaths on the top left, then as the sniper, as the anchor player, I need to watch here, and I need to watch here. The other side, the overshield player should pick that up, but every so often I will glance over. If you're playing anchor, it is your responsibility to check lanes where your team isn't. I'm seeing if this teammate gets pushed. He's backed off. Looking for a flank. No one's coming. And it's just that momentary decision of what's happening. You always want to be thinking about what could happen. It's no good reacting to it. You have to be thinking about it before it happens. The other team's not pushing, so because our teammate's on their tower, I decide to push up. We need to take map control. Remember, on this map, the spawns don't flip. So if we push all the way into their side of the map and we get a good stranglehold on them, we can just spawn cycle them. Teammate pushed up a little too much. You could argue that we should have pushed up. Could argue that we should have pushed up with him. But one of the important things in ranked is you have to understand that you are not in a pre-made team, or most of the time you won't be. And if that's the case, your playstyle has to revolve around the other players. We've done a video on the channel about this before. Stop trying to carry so hard, because by doing that, you're putting yourself in dangerous situations that you wouldn't normally put yourself in. You should be trying to play with the players that you've got, even if they're really bad. Because collectively, as we've said hundreds of times, if you make a bad decision, but you do it as a team, it could result in it becoming a... So I'm just putting pressure on their bottom side of the map. I'm looking for spawns. I'm looking for flanks. I'm also sucking with the sniper rifle. Now they know I'm on that angle. So one of the things that's underutilized at lower ranks is people are scared to move to another location. That guy knows that I'm in sword, so I'm just going to leave. I don't need to stay there because he's going to push me, isn't he? So I'm just going to leave. I'm trying to support my teammates. You could argue I maybe should have got in here. Felt like that hit, but it didn't. And this guy's pushed here, a bit of lag. And again, we're just sort of playing this anchor role, and if you've watched this channel for a long time, you'll know that this is very much my playstyle anyway. I like to look at what's happening on the map at a macro level. But as this guy comes around the corner, I can see him on my motion tracker, so straight away, I'm using the stairway. I'm aiming low and I'm walking up the stairway, so my crosshair goes up, so I'm not correcting down. And at that point, he's got the heat wave, so I just back up, get the shots on his head. So just spacing. I didn't pick up the heat wave, so I knew that he probably had it. It was just spacing. I was trying to bait him. Now I've got it. So this is very much my territory now. We are using the motion tracker here. That guy, totally. And again, crosshair placement, absolutely. There's no way that I would know that guy was there. You can see he's literally, look at it, he's walked straight into it. He's walked straight into it. And at the very worst, if the enemy was stood up, I would have got a body shot and then I could have switched to my other weapon. So again, it's that idea of I am preemptively looking for things that are going to happen. I didn't react to this. This is something that was prepared for. Yeah? Because the motion tracker's on. So if another player is sat crouched, there's no way for me to know that he's there. But he knows I'm there because I ran into here. And that you have to play Team Slayer a little bit differently. Now, aside from the motion tracker, if you put this in Arena, same thing still applies. Neither of us would have known the other person's there. So you've got to sweep the angle carefully. And then he just walks straight in. And I'm just marking my teammates again. I know they've got a sniper, so I'm just trying to wait for him to make a mistake. At this point, if you're playing this map and someone's camped in here with a sniper rifle, you must kill them. You have to kill them. Or you have to pressure them off. Yeah, it is, Jake. It is done a lot. And Onyx players do it even better. So, one of the things on this map is if you're playing against a sniper who's in sword, you must kill him. You gotta just throw loads of grenades at him. Just get him out of there. It's such a threat. So they're trying to pressure me, but they're not really doing anything. I'm using the motion tracker. I know they're not coming up to me. That guy made a colossal error. They knew I was there, but nobody's coming on their team. This guy's pushing me now. So again, as he swings around the corner. So again, this is positioning again. Positioning 101. Right? I'm far away from this corner. He will go through this gap, and I will see him. As he pushes through, you can see on my motion tracker down here, as he pushes through now, I'm getting ready for him to be in this space. And I'm aiming sort of at maybe thigh height or something like that. Maybe I should have aimed a little higher. And he slid around the corner. But the advantage is mine because of the weapon that I've got. Yeah, so I played that. So he had to come to me. He had to risk pushing. I didn't push him. And these guys are going to do it again, but they're underneath me this time. So again, I'm not entering any fights that are not to my advantage. These guys are underneath me. I don't think they have the repulsor. So I'm just going to chill up here. Hey, Jiggy. Yeah, I'm just going to chill up here. I don't need to enter this fight. And I stay up here the whole time. You don't need to force things. Because at lower ranks, players will force things that don't need forcing.
Killing spree.
So that guy tried to force it. I think he made the error of sprinting. So he was sprinting and I got first shot. At this point, this guy should have left. As soon as I got first shot and I caught him sprinting, he should have left. And he didn't. Yeah? This is the same as in, if anyone plays Valorant, this is the same as when you catch someone with a knife out. Yeah? They can't shoot back. So you just shoot them. Yeah? Never get caught sprinting like this. If you play other games like Valorant, this is literally the equivalent of getting caught with your knife. It is very bad. You should not sprint blindly around corners ever.
Power items inbound.
Right, now my team are fighting, and I know that it started, so I'm going to go help them. So now I know it's in my advantage. The fight's already started and my team are there. Now I go for it. We get him. This is theatre, by the way, if you're wondering why there isn't a death feed in the left side. Another thing is I've got the overshield and I've not used it yet. Because you may not know this, but when you use the overshield, it will decay. And I'm not under any threat right now, so I've not used it. So I'm holding on to it. But I'm going to make a push. And now, now they're near me. This guy rockets his team. I just literally run into them. Using the tower as cover. And again, the common theme in this is I'm not hard engaging to anything that's dangerous. I'm using grenades, I'm using cover. I kind of egoed a bit there. I had no business surviving that. But that was down again. Let's slow it down. This is a correction. So this is bad crosshair placement from me. Yeah? This reticule should have been here. Or here. Yeah? If we think where head height is, it's about there. Yeah? This is bad. Don't do this. But if you practice, and this is why we did the aim training video for last season, if you practice, you can make a micro adjustment, click and shoot. Don't forget it is theatre, so it will look a bit weird, because I was playing at 100 ping for this game.
No scope. Killing frenzy.
And then the camera decides to bug out. We go back. So now that if we look at our position, if we just go back here, we've done plenty of content on this map. But if you look where we are, we've got a teammate up here. Someone's died over here. And we've got a teammate down here. So what this is telling us is that all the enemies must be focused in this area over here. We don't know how many. We could press tab and have a look. But we're in theatre, so we and it's pre-recorded, so we can't. But we know that they're all over there. Plus, we're also in the arena mode where there's a motion tracker, and I know nobody's behind it. So I'm just looking at the crossfire. I know my teammates are engaged. And again, I'm anchoring for them.
Halfway to victory. No scope.
I was a bit lucky to get the headshot there.
Double kill.
But these guys are just clueless. If anyone ever rushes you when you're on tower, just do this. Just jump at them and just shoot them melee. I have no idea how that was a headshot. I don't think it was. And then that guy was completely clueless.
Would you look at that?
If someone's in the lift, they've hard committed to pushing you. You can't move. And you can see that the common part of this game is, yes, I've got the sniper a lot, but I'm locking the enemy down. They can't move anywhere without getting pressured. At this point, my team's not nearby, though, so I need to be careful. You notice how two of them are to the left on the motion tracker? Using the corner again.
No scope.
And now there's two of them, so I'm backing up, yeah? So I'm always keeping space between myself and the enemy until I know that there's an ally nearby. I'm never taking a fight that's not to my advantage. And this is an extreme example because the other team are quite disorganized, but it doesn't matter. It shows you that you can play this game and not take risks. There is a bit of crouch play in here because it's because of the playlist, but we're never standing still. Notice how I've got a full crossfire to my team again. Again, as we said, this is my playstyle, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty if I need to. There's been a few times this game where I have gone in. But mouse and keyboard players especially, you have a very big advantage at long range. Very big. And you should abuse it.
Overshield acquired.
That's what I'm doing in this game. Waiting for this guy to check me again. He's just kind of crouched. No idea why. Should have heard the overshield. Getting used to my new mouse, I repulsed. I think I do that like 2 more times this game. I've got a different mouse now. Not using the tank mouse anymore. Yeah, we're just sweeping. There we go. Meant to do something else, press that button again. So again, we're crouching, we're not overcommitting. I'm letting them peek me. Same old, same old.
Power weapons incoming.
And at this point, I will criticize myself a little bit here. I am waiting for the sniper rifle, but my allies are fighting. I should be going up to help them. I think I started to realize that because I'd not died yet as well, I was on course for a perfection. So I play a little more defensively than I have been as well, I will admit. I should have pushed up to the bridge here. So this is an example of sort of what not to do. So if you're playing anchor and your allies are on the other side, you need to push into sword or you need to hold here. And the reason for that is because you can cover your enemies from crossfire from this side or from this side. Yeah. So this is where an anchor player should push up. If your team is on the other side of the map and you're here, you're in the wrong place. You shouldn't do this. Because your team is now willingly in a 3v4. You're so far away. And someone would have to go on the tower. They would have to be on the tower or they would have to jump through there for me to be able to help. And that is such a small part of the map. This is very poor anchoring from me. Should have pushed up. But I think I'm 17-0 at this point, so I'm playing a little selfish now. But we'll identify it. You shouldn't do this. Look how my team's pushed and I'm still back here. Should be up there just shooting that guy in the face. That grenade did make it to the tower. I can see this teammate's fighting, so I'm going to push up help. So now I've realised I'm a little behind and I'm pushing up to help. And we should spread our influence out across lanes. So if someone's pushing the green part up there, you want to try and get a sight line sort of down here to see if anyone's going to push him. Your teammate will find anyone who's at the first BR over here. Yeah? So any enemies that are at first BR, your ally will find them. But you need to check if anyone's in shotgun. Or whatever. I always call it shotgun because Halo 3. Whatever it is now. Needler.
Minutes remaining.
And I know it's safe because he's there.
Counter snipe.
Not a good idea to peek another sniper behind a shield. Hey Bearded Gamer. Hey bud, I normally just late but want to say I've learnt a lot watching videos. It really helped me in decision making and so forth. I'm really glad because that's what this channel's for. There are a lot of players who are much more mechanically gifted than me, and I will never pretend that my mechanics are the best. But I'd like to think my decision making is okay. I'd like to think decision making is what we're good at here. And if it's been helping you rank up and you've been enjoying it, then that's exactly what I want, dude. So welcome. Feel free to continue to lurk. There are lots of other people who do the same thing. But thanks for checking in. Really appreciate it. So again, I'm playing super defensive here. There's one kill left. And you can tell the nerves are getting to me a little bit. You don't get many perfections. But again, we're playing at that safe range. We're not hard engaging. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, let's just run straight across mid to kill this guy. Because I probably could have. I probably could have out-BR'd this guy or DMR'd him or whatever. But firstly, I don't have the weapon set for it. And secondly, why would I do that? It's just a risk I don't need to take. Yeah. We don't take risks if we don't have to. They've all retreated to overshield. So again, I have no idea how many players are down there, so I ain't going. Team's engaged, but rockets are up. That's it.
Victory. Rampage. Perfection.
And that's it. So you can see that, especially as a player, like, you can have a lot of impact on the game without throwing your body at the enemy team. And yes, I did have the sniper for the entire game. But if that's what role is given to you in that game, then do it. There was a couple of times in that game where there were snipers available and my team just did not care. So if that's the case, you need to step up to the plate and you need to do that. It's the same the other way around. If your team doesn't have someone who wants to entry, you have to fill that role for your team. And the best players are the players who are flexible, and we've said this before. And in this game, my team needed an anchor. My other teammates weren't interested in doing it, so I did it. And it worked to my favour, because it's what my playstyle is. Yeah? It's common knowledge here that I am not the best in a one-on-one duel. But I can look at the macro of the map and I can block spawns and do other stuff. Yeah? Big flex, man. Big flex. We don't mess around here. But the idea is it's showing people that there's momentum, there's momentum, there's positioning, there's aggression, and there's ways to manage it. And you know, this is Team Arena Plat 3, so this is against a lot like Diamond 2 players. Like, I think that's about Diamond 2 at the minute. So it's just, or Diamond 1. So it's just the idea of there are ways to exert pressure on a map, and this is one of the ways that you can do it. And when you're playing Slayer, you should treat every death as it's going to lose you the game, because it might. How many people in the chat have lost a game 49-50? I bet everyone in the chat, including me, has lost the game 49-50. Yeah? Play Slayer like every death will lose you the game, because it probably will. Yeah? One death may lose you the game, and in some games it actually will. Yeah? And if you exert that strategy to the fullest degree, then you win 50-20.